the iconic, what has become the iconic Toronto sign in front of City Hall. There is a chance, though, that we may lose it.
Like, for good?
Yeah. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Dina's not paying attention. You're just waving. You're waving goodbye.
Talented. Like, bye, Naz. Bye, Rob. They're all guys.
Bye.
Such nice guys.
I feel bad.
Why do you feel that?
They wake up early, they perform, they're talented, they're sharing their passions, and then they got to creep out of here quietly like mice.
Anyway, with the Toronto sign, which has become an icon, and we just assumed it's going to be there all the time. It's almost a year it's been there now for the Pan Am Games.
Has to stay.
It was never meant to be permanent.
Has to stay. I see everybody constantly there taking pictures. They go inside the O.
Well, that's the whole thing. From a marketing perspective, if you look at the amount of international tourists that come here that take the picture of that Toronto sign and then send it all over the world, it's invaluable.
It's become an iconic thing already.
It's going to need some work. It's going to need maintenance. It's going to need upkeep. In fact, over the next 2 years, probably almost $500,000 to upkeep it. So some councillors are saying, is it worth that money? And I say yes, it is, definitely.
What's the point in going to City Hall, honestly, if you're a tourist, without that sign there?
Yeah.
Well, there's a skating rink, but that's only for winter.
Right, yeah, and in the summertime, I mean, and with no offense to City Hall, there isn't much of a draw there if you're a tourist, right? I mean, it's nice, but it's like...
So it's another option outside the CN Tower. Before, it was always pictures of just the CN Tower. And what other ways is Toronto marketing itself in the city itself?
There are other ways we can save money. Let's not plant any flowers along University Avenue. Let's not pick up any more litter. I would save a lot of money. Just ask people to pick up. There's things we do that make the city look better.
You have to invest money to be a world-class city to bring in tourist dollars, like you just mentioned.
And when you bring the dollars in, you bring in tax money as well to help with this. I don't know. Do we? Maybe we could stand there with a can and just solicit donations in front of the sign.
The other part too is being proud. That sign is like, we are Toronto. We are proud. So, we don't make enough statements like that in this city.
And by walking to City Hall to take that picture, guess what? It's a stone's throw away from all Queen West for shops, from the Eaton Center, all the local restaurants. They may not have ventured onto that portion of the city if not for taking the picture there. All of a sudden, they're investing in all those retail and restaurant shops.
I can understand the conundrum for councillors because they're saying, how can we justify spending this when we could spend it instead on the homeless situation? We could spend it on lowering taxes, et cetera, et cetera. But there are some things I think we need to spend on and to beautify the city, to give it an image, to give it a brand. And this is definitely something. At first, I didn't think much of the sign. I thought it was rather.
So here we go. Let's say that we get corporate sponsorship on that.
Nice.
Is there another way to do this? To get corporate sponsorship to pay for that?
A Kickstarter campaign?
Well, there can be Kickstarter, or there's maybe other strategies that we can take a business model to figure out how to pay for that itself.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's
agree.
a good idea.
And what about like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but what about a donation box? What about that, honestly, or a number that you can text to support the I don't know, like, it's something.
I think people will cut the donation box and steal it.
Yeah, or just something that I know that seems it's a little bit ridiculous, but
we make a deal with pickpockets. Everyone who turns their back to take the selfie with the Toronto sign, that they're prime targets, and we split with the pickpockets 50-50.
I know. Take half the profits from the French fry guy who makes so much money outside City Hall every day. He can help now.
Oh, I'm sure,
we gave him a plant. And by the way, remember when we were planting the pansies? So I went and checked on the plant last week. It's still living. It's still doing well. He's watering. He's taking care of. He's become a friend now.
Love that.
It is.